Is there such thing as ideal macro percentage splits for fat loss and muscle building? Well, keep on watching. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a sports dietitian, nutrition coach. Welcome to my video. Welcome to my channel. Great to have you here. So anyone who decides to pursue flexible dieting and tracking macros will inevitably at one point wonder, what is the ideal percentages that I should be aiming for? And a lot of people have asked me this question, especially beginners when they first get getting started and they hear about the fact that macros is about doing this percentage and that percentage and this percentage for certain kind of goals. But the reality is actually a bit more different than you may expect. While there are certain ideal macros that you should be hitting based on your individual needs, there isn't a set kind of percentage guideline that we should be following. And this is for the simple fact, for what I just alluded to before, is that we're all individual. We all have different requirements, we all have different goals, we all have different physiologies, we all have different histories, and we all have different ways of doing things. So we can't really pigeonhole people and go, oh, you're trying to lose fat, you're trying to build muscle, therefore your macro splits are this, and then your macro splits are that, and then you're going to get the best results. Unfortunately, it just does not work that way. While I understand that macro splits are a nice and easy way to kind of put your foot into the world of flexible dieting, I understand that fully. The reality is that sometimes you don't even have to focus on all the macros. And the other reality is that you're probably better off doing something more individualized and looking at to the grams so you're more specific rather than just doing a general percentage. But then again, this is all kind of arbitrary right now. This is all kind of just general advice. This is not specific to you. At the end of the day, some people have to track this, some people have to track that, some people have to be more specific, some people have to be more broad. It can't be this one size fits all approach when it comes to your macros. And the same applies to those percentage splits. So there is no ideal macro percentage splits. I've had clients achieve fat loss with very different macro splits because it's individualized to them and their preferences and their circumstances. Now, in saying that, while we understand now that there is no such thing as an ideal macro percentage ratio or split or whatever you want to call it, we can also appreciate the fact that there is still some guidelines we can use to give us a good starting point. For example, not looking at percentages, but looking more specifically for protein. If you go for 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of lean body weight, if you know it, or if you go by that same kind of ratio by the body weight in your ideal body weight, so like for example, if you're trying to go to a certain body weight, use that figure. If you use that for protein, you're going to get within very accurate ballpark of what you need to be eating from a protein point of view. Then from fats there is a minimum requirement that we should be hitting. So while there is no kind of ideal percentage macro splits, I do also tell my clients, aim for at least 20% of your fats to come from fats, 20% of your calories. This will ensure that you are getting enough fats in your diet. And then for carbohydrates, if you're someone who's more active or got a more specific performance goal, then looking at the different ways of periodizing carbs across the day could be more important rather than worrying about a general percentage. But you might find that your percentage overall is higher because the amount of grams of carbs you eat is higher because you need it for fuel. But beyond the specific markers around protein, the 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram body weight, and the fat having to be at least 20-25% of your total calories from fat, there isn't really anything else that you really need to worry about beyond those individual requirements and those individual preferences and all that sort of stuff, which a lot of the time you shouldn't have to feel like you have to do that alone either. You can obviously seek the advice of a sports dietitian, okay? Let me know if you want a sports dietitian help, let me know, just reach out. But just, talk to a professional who can help you, guide you, and take out the guesswork with this stuff because it can get a bit convoluted. And also, if you don't have the right mindset around it, it's easy to sway yourself in different directions and follow the wrong advice. So yeah, in a nutshell, to cap it all off, no, there is no ideal macro percentage ratio or split that you need to be following for fat loss or muscle building or this and that. While you can use certain percentages and use that to guide you, that's not a problem at all. Don't be looking on the internet for some ideal percentage that's going to get you the results that you are hoping for. Results are not super complicated, but they're not that simple either. You're better off having a more detailed and strategic approach to nutrition rather than worrying about looking for a perfect percentage split and then just trying to stick to those. But of course, if you've got any questions regarding this, or if you're stuck with your flexible dieting and you want some help, let me know in the comments below. Just say help or just share what you're stuck with and then we can have a chat and go from there. Remember, as always, to hit the like button if this video has helped you, if it's giving you a bit of more insight around macros and those percentage splits, if that's something that has got you stuck in the past. Until next time, stay classy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. See you later.